Welcome back to Let's Play Viva Piñata. So I said we have one more garden to do. If you can keep a track of things, you might know which garden that is. Kind of. So there's one problem. There's a mistake I made with this particular garden. I don't know actually how to delete gardens. Maybe you have to just go into your save data on your 360 and then delete it from there. I know if you go... What are you doing here? But I made a bit of a mistake with this garden. I want to restart it, essentially. But that mine cost a ton, so I want to sell that thing. Like, make back the money on it. So I guess we'll just leave that there. But I do know if you open up the files of the Viva Piñata save file in like on a computer, which I did when I was transferring my save from my old hard drive on my 360 that died during this Let's Play to the new one that I'm using now. I have different hard drives for the two of them. I connected my old hard drive to my computer and manually copied over all the save files, which normally you can't do, but incidentally I have a tool that lets you do that from another personal project from long ago that might have some fruits born on this channel later eventually, but that's something for another day. So you could delete it potentially that way, although I don't know if that would actually just make this disappear or if it would like corrupt your save file or what, because then, well, would the garden move to there, to 6, or what? I don't know how that would work. So instead what we'll do is, I'll say this is just an opportunity to show what happens if you have 8 gardens or more. Because you can have 8 gardens or more. Even though you only see 8 spaces. The real mine. So calling it the mine, we'll just call it the outlands. This is kind of where we're just throwing everything else that we should have done, that we didn't do. I threw lots of piñatas over here. I wish you could change the name of the places too. No. I have to enter the garden first. I'll show you what it does to the menu though, in case you're curious. It's a small thing to be curious about, but hey Levi, you're not crying now. But, new thing, different thing. We're not going to start off by getting rid of all this cracked earth. We're going to keep some cracked earth here this time. And that's why I wanted to restart the garden, because there's no way to get cracked earth otherwise. Dry earth, whatever it's called. I think it's called dry earth. But, anyways. So yeah, just have more. And then more. I don't know if there's a limit to how many you can have. Probably not. But, so now we start fresh, we start anew. And we ask ourselves, which piñatas are we trying to attract? Nice barren earth. We haven't seen that in a while. It's definitely a different sort of place to start off then, or to end with, than in where we were before, with the big fancy fantasy land before. But we'll make it work. But who are we going to try to attract here first? Because we have lots of people we want to try to bring here. Well, first things first, actually, we need to get the mine back. Willie? I've only ever put a mine in one place in any garden. I think I've only ever had 2 mines, though, including the one I made last episode. Or the one that I sold this episode, rather. I'll also do some other stuff with helpers and whatnot in this garden. Anything that we haven't done that we should have done before, we'll do here. I actually need to put down... Really? I need to get rid of the cracked earth for this? I can just put it in front to start us a place. You can do that. I need to actually get rid of some of the dry earth here, apparently. I always figured it was appropriate to have it over here. That's what I'll do. They always do this. No! I'm my own person. My own triangle circle. Make my own decisions. So we'll get rid of just a bit of the soil. Only as much as we need to. So I can put this down. And then, basically I'll try to keep as much of the cracked earth as I can, the dry earth as I can. But we'll also just see how much actually ends up being kept. I don't know how much we'll keep. Why can't they just put it down on here? It's really weird. So how much do we need? A little past the boss's door. It's hard to... I can't get a straight view on here. I have not planted any grass. That is a lie. Haven't done this in a while. So that's how I'd usually use something else instead. I'd usually use the crates to do this sort of thing. And the game doesn't expect you to ever keep hard soil anywhere. It's supposed to be totally useless. It has one application. One application that you'll learn about soon enough. Really, game? And do that to get rid of that hard soil there. No, I can't actually. That doesn't work. It stays hard soiling though. Well, did it in this case? I guess it becomes dirt if you fill it in. But digging over hard soil will not make it not be hard soil. Which is really strange, but... Anyways, I'm spending more of this episode than I meant to on just trying to put this mine down. I want to get some start on this place. This recording session, and that only leaves me this episode and the next.
There we go.
Yeah, I figured it would. Get rid of lots of dry earth, unfortunately. Ruffians, are you worried about ruffians? You know what? These are the outlands, the badlands, no man's land. We'll let the crooks come and go as they wish. Except for Pester. That's the one annoying thing. I should just make Pester out of here. Nothing for that guy to destroy, he just runs off. Nothing interesting here for him. So though, who's the first on our list of people to invite? One quick thing actually. For anything else, I'll put down some flowers. Using what little we have. I do think this will be a bit of a different feel for a garden if we try to minimize our destruction of dry earth. It'll feel different if we actually have piñatas here and have stuff going on here at the same time, while still having a ton of dry earth. Hey, Oreo. It'll be a very different aesthetic than you usually see, but at the same time, trying to work around it will also probably make things feel a little bit different. Hopefully. Hopefully it'll be slightly interesting. Regardless, there will be other interesting stuff that goes on here. You'll see what that is later. It'll be some time, but there's one thing we're working on here in a while. We're making some investments, and then we'll work on getting piñatas in the meantime. Just get some flowers. And I might deliberately place things kind of haphazardly here. I might just ignore the existence of Leapas's house here. Maybe. Like, I could put something here, if I felt like I could put a flower here or something, if I wanted to put something somewhere. For instance.
My, you're up late. To get a great garden, you have to put the hours in, I guess. And
I'll put down some decorations here too, as well. And something else I'll just put down as an investment. So I've explained what most of the things here do. I don't think there's anything special about stone walls or oak gates. I think that's like the one exception. I don't know if I ever bought an oak gate now that I think about it. But these make fights happen less often. This makes plants need less water, which is ridiculous since you already have the one poor wonder. But it also has your flag or tag on it. I don't think oh, this prevents starters from appearing. I don't know if it prevents them from appearing ever or if it makes them take longer. I don't really see what the point is. Because you shouldn't really have piñatas getting sick anyways. This prevents ruffians from appearing, including Pester. This is a little different. This is for mines. I don't know if more of them does anything, or if it's just you only need one for it to do its job. I don't really know. So I'll just buy 6 of them. Just kind of... Actually, you know what? Don't make it so early. Just kind of leave them strewn around here. So it's a decoration that actually does stuff, essentially. Bop. Mine. You can't look inside a mine unlike other buildings, which is interesting. So if you look at description of a lantern of loot, it tells you something pretty vague, like most of this game does. Most of this game does not tell you a lot of stuff. Increases the value of coins found in a garden. Is that it? Is it just that, like, any stuff that you dig up using... I think stuff that you dig up using your shovel and the chocolate sniffer might be worth more because of that, for one. I believe it also, if I remember right, increases the productivity of a mine. What does a mine do and how does it work? We'll find out. In fact, since there's nothing else going on right here at night right now, what is there? Let's get started. Let's check the thing first. Hey, ruffians. So we have never done anything with Arthur here, so this is going to be the place where we do stuff with these guys.
Good morning, young pup. Ready to hire a helper? They've been here all night, you know.
So I'll have to hire all of them just to show what they do. And most of them aren't really helpful at all. Some of them are actually helpful earlier in the game, before you have a hang of things, and have things like the One Pour Wonder. Like, water sprinklings are useless, because they water stuff for you, but, well, why would you do that if you could just water things once and be done? But you get achievements for hiring each of these individually, so we'll do that. Gatherlings have an interesting glitch. Watchlings, I believe, will keep away ruffians, actually, or certain piñatas you don't want. I think sour piñatas and ruffians. I don't know about, what's his name? Pester, we'll see. We'll start out with diggerlings, though. These are the most important right here, because these are the ones that work in your mine. Your mine does nothing otherwise without them.
I heard you were struggling with that. Place the contract in your garden, and help will be on its way.
It's kind of weird. Place the contract in your garden. It's kind of weird how that works, but... Oh, you just tap X and it rotates. It's weird. I think... I don't know how many you can actually have total. I don't know if you can only order 4 at a time, if you can only have 4 of these guys at a time. So here's the thing. So yeah, as you can see, you get achievements for each of these guys. Employed a diggerling. Oh man, we never got that. I'd have to go to the other garden, to the previous garden, the fantasy garden, to do that. We can just put a bunch of stuff on on King Ramses for that. Name a helper. Oh, it doesn't actually tell you need to hire different helpers. That's what you need to do. Viva is pleased with this destruction and death everywhere. But so the thing is, you can get a house for these guys as well. A place for them to stay. So then, in that case, they can actually stay here and live here as opposed to having to commute to work, is the idea. Should I get started on that? I'm gonna want one eventually anyways. So I probably should. Maybe just run around back and forth. I can't even destroy it, apparently. Can't do anything with it. It's kind of weird. I don't really remember how these work, because I never use these. How much space would it take up, though, Willie, to put down a helper home? So notice that this is not specific to any particular type of helper, too. So if you want gatherlings or sprinkler, or whatever they're called, the waterlings, or the ones that water stuff. Sprinkling? They don't take up much space. If you want those... I mean, that does take up some space. But you can get rid of the commute time. I should probably put one down just to show what it's like, though. Because I just don't want to use up too much space. I don't want to... whenever I hit any hard soil here ever, that soil is gone forever. So I want to be very, very careful about it. And I like to have something of an aesthetic here where I put things at weird angles and whatnot. Also, notice this is really cheap. Do weird stuff like that. Worms, of course. So they'll be able to stand here as well. So they'll have less of a commute. They won't have to come from town. They'll be able to just go in there, come out here, and do their thing. Worms will become residents. That's fine. We're still waiting on somebody to come over here. Here we go. For these flowers. But I'm also out of time for this episode, so I'll see you guys next time in the next episode. Let's play Viva Piñata. There are the Diggerlings. Cool. Where's that taffly? Here you go. How many flowers do I need for them to visit, actually? I might need to put down more, because I want multiple tafflies. Most valuable tafflies. Tafflies that they don't actually have a value for some reason. 2 flowers. Okay. That's enough, then. I don't think any of the piñatas I want require any particular amount of dirt or grass in your garden. It'd be very unfortunate if it did. Alright, with these guys here, our diggerlings have been hired. I'll see you guys next time in the next episode. Let's play Viva Piñata. Hey, no. Greedy? These guys will get to work, and we'll see what they do, how they do their job. Bye everyone. I'll see their house too.